In the evening of April the 28th, several powerful explosions took place in Kyiv. One of the cruise missiles hit a 25-story residential building, damaging 2 lower floors. One victim is currently known. 10 people were injured, 4 of them were taken to hospital. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, who was in Kyiv at the time and had a meeting with the Ukrainian president, reacted immediately. Commenting to BBC journalist Ben Brown, he said he was shocked that Russia had launched a missile strike on Kyiv while he was in the city for talks with President Zelensky. Volodymyr Zelensky did not miss this topic in his daily video address either.
Russian strikes on Mariupol did not stop even when the UN Secretary-General was in Moscow to negotiate. Immediately after the end of our talks in Kyiv, Russian missiles flew into the city. And this says a lot about Russia's true attitude to global institutions, about the efforts of the Russian leadership to humiliate the United Nations and everything that the organization represents. Therefore, it requires a strong response.
This morning, Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko arrived at the scene. He said that the house had already been inspected by specialists. Rescuers later pulled out the body of Radio Svoboda journalist Vera Heric out of the rubble. A colleague wrote about her death on Facebook.
I would like to remind you that during this time, during the war, more than 100 people have died in Kyiv. 435 people have been hospitalized with injuries. 4 children died.
Fastiv community in Kyiv region also suffered from enemy fire yesterday. There were hits on infrastructure objects. There are no victims, the mayor of Fastiv declared. Last night, employees of one of the energy companies ran into an anti-tank mine in the village of Mykolayiv, Kyiv region. One electrician suffered a fracture of the elbow and a hip. 5 enemy mines were also found near the detonation site. This was announced by the chief police officer of Kyiv region, Andriy Nebytov. He also added that in Mykolayiv district, another team of electricians also ran into a mine. As a result, 1 worker was killed and 2 others were injured. The deputy commander of the Azov regiment said that on the night of April the 28th, the Russian army dropped air bombs en masse on a military field hospital located on the territory of the Azovstal plant.
This night is just a huge number of phosphorus bombs, 50 airstrikes, missiles, artillery and everything that a barbarian can use against humanity.
After the destruction, the enemy continued to fire on the ruins of the hospital from ship aircraft. The Azov regiment reported about this on its Telegram. Among the servicemen who were in treatment there are the dead, newly wounded and shell-shocked. According to the head of the press service of the Azov regiment, there are now more than 500 wounded in the hospital, as well as doctors. It is known that part of the premises has been blocked, including the operating room.
We will never be able to understand their actions, because we are different. We do not destroy. We build and develop during all our lifetime. Today we act, we resist, we heal, we save, we hope, we die. And I would ask the world for determination, without any delay, without a doubt, to be honest to say that this war is not about territory, it is genocide. This is the destruction of the people who took the brunt. And, thank God, we will stand for the future of our children, for the future of your children.
The head of Donetsk Regional Military Administration, Pavlo Kyrylenko, announced an airstrike on the settlement of New York. According to him, on the morning of April the 28th, unguided missiles hit an industrial enterprise and residential areas. At least 9 private homes have been damaged. But this figure is not final. There are also human casualties. 3 civilians were killed and 3 were injured. Mykolayiv got under fire again. Dozens of private homes, shops, playgrounds and cars have been damaged by the Smerch multiple rocket launcher. This was reported by the Pivden Operational Command. On April the 28th, the Russian army also struck on construction plant in Mykolayiv region. The head of the Regional Military Administration, Vitaly Kim, published footage showing that the building had suffered significant damage. Yesterday morning in Melitopol district, the bridge by which the Russian military delivered fuel and weapon from the Autonomous Republic of Crimea was blown up. This information was confirmed by the spokesman of the head of Odessa Regional Military Administration, Serhiy Bratuk, and later by the mayor of Melitopol, Ivan Fedorov. 10-year-old Ivan weaves colored bracelets, sells them on the streets of Poltava, and transfers the proceeds to the armed forces of Ukraine.
I can make one bracelet in 10 to 15 minutes if the TV is not turned on, otherwise I will be distracted.
In early March, fleeing the war, the boy and his family were forced to leave Kharkiv. At first, he didn't even think of his favorite hobby, but a few weeks ago, he told his mother that he wanted to help the armed forces. We had a whole searching story where to find all the accessories, because we didn't even have our personal belongings, not to mention such stuff. We found rubber bands, good people sold them to us. And he began to weave. He recalled how to. The boy makes bracelets with the help of a special weaving loom. He says that now the most popular color scheme is yellow and blue. There are a lot of people who want to buy ornaments. According to Ivan, all items are sold in no more than an hour. All the funds raised are immediately sent by the boy's parents to the needs of the Ukrainian military.
This is how I help the military, so I can return to Kharkiv as soon as possible to meet my friends.